My name is Vicky Davenport. I'm the course manager for the foundation degree in Canine and Feline, and I'll be giving you an overview throughout this presentation. So just to start off with, a nice slide about or to show you the York campus, so you can just see how vast and beautiful our campus is. I'm not sure you're going to actually be able to see. I think my video box might be blocking your view, but just next to my video box is the canine and feline facilities, which I'll talk about what they consist of a little bit later in the presentation. So the foundation degree itself then, you need to have 5 GCSEs at grade C or 4, and those need to include your maths, English and science or their equivalent. You need a minimum of 48 UCAS points and a suitable reference, which might be from an employer or from a course tutor. For the BSc top-ups, there's 2 options. If you're wanting to do the BSc Honours, which includes the dissertation element, then you would need a merit or above in a foundation degree in an appropriate subject, or a HND in an appropriate subject. Or if you want to do the BSc top-up but you don't want to do the dissertation element, then you don't need to have a merit. You can go on to do that, but with only a pass in a foundation degree or within the HND, if that's your preference. So the foundation degree Canine and Feline Training and Behaviour, year 1, includes a variety of modules. So your first 2, academic and professional skills and animal anatomy and physiology, what all of the foundation degrees cover, and that gives you your baseline understanding of your academic and your scientific knowledge. From there, we build on more canine and feline specific modules. So you've got introduction to business. Business runs throughout the canine and feline course. We find that it's an important element for our students. A lot of them want to go into set up their own businesses, so having a good key knowledge of business is really helpful for them. Then we've got canine and feline behaviour, which gives you an overview of understanding how to recognise behaviour, why animals behave the way they do, and it also introduces you to measuring and sampling behaviour, which is a useful tool for your 2nd and 3rd year if you chose to do the top-up as well. Canine and feline welfare introduces you to all things welfare related, but specifically focuses on measuring welfare. So how do we look at measure welfare in canine and felines? Organising classes teaches you 2 key elements. So the first one is people communication skills. So as anybody progressing into canine and feline industry will know, a lot of what you do is going to be working with people, as well as working with dogs and cats. So having those key communication skills is really important. So this module teaches you how to communicate effectively with others, and also how to teach people how to interact and train their animals, because that's a completely different skill in itself. So as part of this module, you'll be learning how to teach a puppy class, so be teaching owners how to train their own dogs. We say puppy class, but it can be transferred to adults as well. And then lastly on there, you've got canine and feline health, which gives you an introduction to health. So we look at a range of diseases, inherited abnormalities, and we cover canine and feline first aid. So for any emergency situations that you might come across, you're able to deal with those effectively. And then, as I mentioned earlier on, there is a work placement element. The first year is required to be on site in our kennel and cattery facilities. We have an early start of 7:30 and a late finish at 6. You could be working an entire day, so if it's a weekend or one of the days that you're not timetabled in college, you could be working the entire day with breaks in between, or occasionally you are rotated on to do the morning and evening shift, and that's before and after your lessons, and we try to rotate those round, so you're not doing all weekends or all before your lessons. So there is a requirement that you are able to attend your work placement for either weekends or some of the days that you're not in college. So just bear that in mind, that you're able to commit as part of the canine and feline programme. Okay, so then moving on to the second year, we then further develop those skills that you've built up in the first year. We have research. It teaches you all about research and designing projects. We follow on to business enterprise, which again focuses a little bit more on setting up your own businesses, what you need to focus on market research. So it really helps the people that are wanting to go into that area get a really good understanding of it. Then we have learning and cognition, which is a theoretical module, which teaches you all about the theoretical elements of animal training. And then that has a sister module, which is the applied animal training, which is the practical element of that module. So you'll be practically applying all of that theoretical knowledge, so going in and training the dogs and cats, a whole variety of things, building those techniques, understanding how to measure training and how to be an effective trainer as well. Then we've got human and animal interactions, which is really important, particularly for canine and feline, because we do have that human-animal interactions all of the time. But in this module, we're focusing on how our interactions are influenced and how we need to be objective about the interactions to be able to further develop and improve the interactions that we have with canine and feline, to be able to take that knowledge back out into industry, to be able to apply and improve what we currently already do. And then lastly, problem behaviour management, which is, like it suggests in the title, learning about problem behaviour within cats and dogs and learning how to manage those problem behaviours. So the reasons why the animals might be behaving the way they do, how you manage it, and then how you build into training away from that as well. There is a second year work experience placement. This second year option is for you to choose where you would want to do it. So a lot of people choose to do it in pet shops, kennels, catteries, rescue centres. Some people work with independent trainers as well. It really is your choice in the second year where you want to go, what skills you want to develop. So you have that free rein to choose in that area. You can still do it on site. Some people do choose to come back and do it on site in a more supervisory role. And so that is an option as well. And then for the top-ups, the BSc top-ups include dissertation, business and leadership and strategy, and research methods, which are core across all the top-ups that we offer. However, you have an option of either doing the animal management top-up, and you can see the modules on there, or if you're wanting to stick with canine and feline specialist modules, then we cover industry-related training, where we focus quite heavily on the training that is currently done in industry, which includes scent detection, assistance dog training, and problem behaviour management training as well. So really building those skills that are done in industry, so you already have an understanding of how to do that training before going into industry. Clinical behaviour science and health and behaviour focus on the clinical side of canine and feline, so it builds from that problem behaviour management in level 5, but a deeper understanding, so really getting to grips with all of the influencing factors that can cause problem behaviour management, from health to emotions and medications and all of those things, so a really deeper understanding of that. And then lastly, legislation and ethics gives you an overview of the process of legislation, but focuses on ethical dilemmas that you may come across while working in the canine and feline industry, and really developing those critical thinking analysis skills to be able to objectively look at ethical dilemmas and make objective decisions. So one of the biggest selling points then for canine and feline is the career prospects that you can progress into. So we've put a few on here on the slide. A lot of our as students have progressed into being assistance dog trainers or assistance dog team leaders. A few have gone on to be animal welfare officers, so either for a rescue centre, a charity, or again for an assistance dog charity. We have quite a few that are interested in being self-employed and set up their within animal training or as a clinical behaviourist, and we've had others that are interested in going on to be a dog handler, so going into the police or the prison service to build those skills there. So there's a whole range of areas you can go into. The options are vast, and it is a growing industry, so there is a good area of progression into industry from a canine and feline perspective. So assessment. So we have a whole range of assessments within both the foundation degree and the BSc, which can include essays, presentations. They might be individual presentations or group presentations. There's practical assessments, group assessments, projects, exams, and reports. So a whole variety to enable people to do as well as possible. In addition to the tuition and accommodation, there are some additional things that you may need to purchase. So overall and boots are definitely ones that you would need to be able to work in the kennel and cattery facilities. Steel toe cap boots or wellies, particularly for the kennels, and you might be required to purchase a white lab coat as well for when you're doing any science practicals. Additionally, we offer some national and international trips as well, which often have a cost involved. Obviously, if they have a cost involved, they are optional, you don't have to do them, but they are there to obviously broaden people's skills and experience as well. So if you did want to go on any of those, it's just worth considering those. I'll go through some of the ones that we offer in just a second. So Life at Aston Brown University Centre, then, we are a friendly environment, and we're not as big as some of the other universities, which allows us to have that friendly environment to us. We have course and academic support tutors that are available for you to access for support all the way through your degree. You have experienced and qualified staff teaching on your programmes in their own specific areas. You have really good facilities. I've already mentioned some of the canine and feline facilities, the kennel and cattery training spaces, compounds, those types of things that we utilise every day that people are in classes for. And then through the student union, you've got a whole variety of social activities going on, things every day that you can sign up to and get involved in. And then we have a variety of study tours as well that we offer. So I think I've covered all the main bits that go into making up the canine and feline course. Obviously, if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. And I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you very much.